The paranormal is definitely a controversial subject for a series that's dedicated to an irradiated hellscape topped with a 1950s idea for the future of science. And ghosts aren't typically a part of that equation. Mutations are. Robots, psychic powers, but not ghosts. Still, that hasn't really stopped the Fallout series playing with spiritual bodies. Let's talk about ghosts and the paranormal. So, spirits are 100% canon to the series. 2 of them are full-on ghosts. Others are localized to a general area that just have paranormal events, and even some of that is debatable. The 2 ghosts come from Fallout 2 and Fallout 4's Nuka World DLC. In Fallout 2, you can come across the spirit of Anna Winslow, a woman who has long passed, potentially before the Great War. Interacting with her is fairly fruitless, besides giving you information that someone stole her locket. She cannot hear the player and is just frantically looking for her lost possession. However, she does appear to be able to see the Chosen One, because upon returning with her locket, she immediately acknowledges it and tells the player to give it to her. This causes her to go into the light, and she leaves her skeletal remains behind. Then, the Chosen One can bury them to fully rest her spirit. The other side of the spectrum, with Nuka World, is the ghost of Lucy Grantchester. She resides in the Grantchester Mystery Mansion, a haunted house attraction that uses her history and the strange design of the mansion as a way to entice people to spend money on a ticket and tour the home. Lucy was a subject to regular abuse by her father, and her mother had the mansion modified with such oddities as a method to try to confuse the evil spirits. She eventually killed both her father and her mother, and was admitted to an asylum, staying there for some time. She eventually escaped and committed suicide at her home on her 18th birthday. Despite appearing as a child in-game, Lucy can be seen a number of times while going through the mansion, even staring out of the window, waiting for the player to show up. She'll giggle with each appearance and finally leave through a door that goes nowhere, confirming her ghostliness. Despite both being spirits of the dead, they're each different. Lucy is solid and could easily be mistook for a regular human child NPC, while Anna has a white translucent coloring more typical to one's idea of a ghost. In addition, Lucy appears to have more awareness and involvement compared to Anna. Lucy's nature seems a tad more impish, while Anna was more melancholic. Now, there are some areas that have ghost-like activity going on, 2 of which involve the Dunwich Boars, LLC, the Dunwich Building in Fallout 3, and the Dunwich Boars location in Fallout 4, each digging deep into the earth. In both of these locations, one can find visions about the history of the place, and in the Dunwich Building, a door will open on its own and a coffee pot will fly across the room. Spiritual activity may be the cause of this, but it should be noted that there's heavy influences from H.P. Lovecraft's The Dunwich Horror. So the cause for all of this might truly be the influence of an alien god monster rather than the actual traditional spirits. What is more thought of as traditional is the ghostly whispers in New Vegas at grave sites, most commonly noticed over at Good Springs, but also other areas such as the Bitter Springs Cemetery. You stop and you can hear the dead speak in quiet, incomprehensible tones. There's a handful of things that may be ghostly, but unlikely. I'll start with the likeliest of the batch. Solek is a companion in Fallout 2 who features a bone shoved through his nose. He claims that the bone connects with the spirit of his grandfather, as well as others in his tribe. But what gets interesting is that the player can ask him to consult the spirits, and sometimes he gives accurate, though cryptic, messages. Now remember Anna, and when she left, her skeleton appeared in the spirit's stead? This suggests that ghosts and bones have some level of union. And when you know it, Solek will even reference Anna when he consults the spirits in the den.
Hey, they say another bone spirit here. Needs help.
So it's possible that Grampy Bone actually is a bone spirit. And maybe everyone's skeleton in the series has the soul inside them. I don't know, but there's a definite connection one could use. Then there's the ghost of She of Honest Hearts, which is more likely just a hallucination, and the Yaguai fight is merely a normal one that doesn't actually have a fiery effect, but some people may like to imagine it's real. Finally, Fallout 76 has church music playing at night, which can be heard outside the New Haven church. The music stops in the morning. The wiki says it's a result of a malfunctioning organ. And while that may be true, and probably is, I couldn't find anything outside the wiki itself that confirms this. And I guess I could use this space to mention the ghost people, who aren't really ghosts, despite the name. They're just mutants, though there's some question about just how alive they really are. Like aliens and psychers, ghosts are some of the more controversial Fallout elements. Some may feel it jumps the shark, others may enjoy the unknown. And thankfully, unlike aliens, ghosts have been treated with far more care. There at least hasn't been a whole DLC dedicated to them, unlike Mothership Zeta. And what quests do feature ghosts, such as the original Anna Winslow from Fallout 2, have been rather small. It's fairly easy to avoid. Also, unlike aliens, spirits don't really mess too much with the plot. Although trending down further the Lovecraftian inspiration may be more difficult for the overall Fallout world. Though, even without that, perhaps exploring spirituality risks canonizing a religion and invalidating any beliefs that form in both the pre- and post-war world. It might be a good idea to sidestep that altogether. As it stands though, there's not much focus on the subject under the current Fallout world, just enough to hint but not confirm. But what do you think? Do you like the mysteries of the ghosts, or do you find the whole topic ridiculous at even its face value? And a special thanks to my channel members, especially my members thrice over guys, the Crazy Game Developer and Denny McPhee. And if you want to support me and join as well, I'd be more than happy. Also, feel free to join my Discord server and chat with us. Thank you, have a good one.